I will guide you today a little bit about our story. I will give you a brief introduction about PACTA, where we are, what we are doing, and who we are and what we are doing, and especially our road, how we build our product. So from the scratch to our enterprise grade, I heard the panel beforehand. It was super interesting about no-code and low-code and the enterprise grades. And I will guide you, or you can follow me through our complete life cycle of our company. Firstly, maybe to me, my background, I studied information systems, so I'm able to develop. I started in our company as a developer as well, so I helped to develop our MVPs, for example, two-factor authentication, our really first MVPs. And my second love, I can mention it like that, is blockchain. So what I'm doing since 10 years is just pushing blockchain in all kinds of fields, in front and on the political, on the development side, and I invested in several companies and blockchain companies as well. And for 5 years, I met 2 lawyers, one IT specialist, and me. And then we thought about to create a cloud solution, a very scalable cloud solution for legal processes, because 2 lawyers, 1 economic or half developer and 1 full developer, so our strengths are combining legal and development. And therefore our developers all the time say, okay, they never thought that they have to work so much with lawyers, because developer and lawyers are, I think it's not often takes place, but it's necessary in the future. So that's to me. Then to PACTA, to block access. We are currently based in Germany. We are operating in the complete Europe, in the EU. We have 50 plus enterprise customers plus small medium sizes like Volkswagen, for example. And we built our product in 2.5 years. And that's, we had to do it because we have big competitors from the US, which have a lot of money, so they can put into the development much more money than us. And what is maybe also important for our company, we are venture capital based, so we got money to do it as well, but not that much. At the moment, we have 30 plus people from 5 countries. So we have a developer in Germany and in the Ukraine, in Switzerland, Austria, in Germany, and and we are operating in several sectors, from banking to real estate up to law firms. So, and firstly, I will introduce our product, and then we can go through the story. Because we have an holistic approach, but as you said, or Gerard, in the low-code and no-code panel, we are modular based. So all what you see here is a module. So you can use it for your own. You can just say, okay, I need a document creation tool. Then you can just use that. So we have a module-based holistic approach. And that's one USP, and our complete solution is supported by AI. We are also using a little bit of blockchain because I wanted it, and it's beneficial for the signature process. And I can guide you a little bit through the product. Then you can understand our process afterwards a little bit better. Because what we are doing is we help companies from 200 employees up to 100,000 by automating their legal processes in the procurement, in the IT, in the sales, in the legal department, in what department, whatever, where contracts or legal processes are included. And what we're doing here is that we start with a document creation, so we completely a no-code platform. But of course, not every module has a no-code component. So for example, for negotiation, you don't need a no-code solution. It's not needed. It's not necessary. And therefore, we created some tools where we use no code, some tools where it's a simple, good intuitive user interface. And what we're doing is that we are starting with a document creation, so people can just click through a questionnaire and get a lot of documents automatically created. Afterwards, and that's our newest module, is a contract audit tool. So you can run your incoming contracts on employee or framework agreements or an NDA, for example. You often have NDAs if you work with some other people. You can run through the complete contract and get the risks out of it from an AI. So that's the first part where we are testing at the moment the new LLMs. So because we are looking for the right solution or the right AI model for the right module on our side, because for this tool we need a big module. For contract extraction, for data extraction, for example, we need a smaller one. But that's our new thing, and that's a part where we automatically extract risks from external contracts. Then we have a normal document management system with some AI components like classification. So there we have a combined AI model with some rules, because it's the best way to do it. We have a negotiation collaboration room, because our complete solution is about the collaboration, because in the future, or in my opinion, the future of all companies is collaboration. Collaboration is key. If you can speak with people, if you get all stakeholders in one boat, then you get efficient processes, and therefore collaboration is a key point of our solution as well. The third step is one no-code module. You can create your own processes. So you can create approval processes combined with signature processes. We're working at the moment on a solution that you can automatically extract data from contracts and directly the right approval process starting. So you have a very easy solution to create your own processes and without to be a coder. The fifth module is a data extraction tool, because you don't want to read documents, you want to know the most important data out of it. So we extract it with a smaller AI model. It's completely machine learned, so we collect data and we learn from our customers' data when they allow us to do it. And the sixth is a clause based, so it's a little bit more legal tool, so they can extract their clauses automatically. Just to know that that's our solution, and it's completely no-code based, because we said we want to scale and we don't want to have a customer support. We don't want to waste IT resources in companies, because it's not an existing resource. IT resources are super low and therefore completely no-code based. It's just a few things, because one more thing, we tried and we all the time try to have an Apple approach. So it must be very easy. Everyone have to or is willing to work with it, and therefore we invest very much time into the user interface, into the UX design. And when we started our solution, PACTA, for 2.5 years, because beforehand our company is a little bit older, and beforehand we just had a think tank for blockchain solutions. We are facing a lot of challenges, and the most important point, in my opinion, is firstly solve these challenges and then starting the development. Because if you're doing something wrong at the beginning, it takes a lot of time to solve it. And then it's a kind of working together with product, development, and legal, and management sometimes, but that's the three most important stakeholders, because in the EU at the moment we have the very high security standards, and we have the GDPR. So you have to think about it, because you have to think about your infrastructure, which cloud provider I choose, and that's a first very important point what you have to solve before you start developing. And of course, your solution, maybe in our case, we need intuitivity because we want to scale, we want to onboard a lot of people in a short time. The next thing is the pricing, because as I said at the beginning, we have a lot of different AI models, and AI models are pretty expensive at the moment to train it. And therefore, you need a good pricing at the beginning, because you don't want to just waste money and never earn money. That's not the best way, but it happens often. And in my opinion, it has to be an automation tool as well, because automation is one of the most, or the biggest point in the innovation and in the innovation part of companies. The third point is, of course, the value proposition. You need a value proposition. You need something where you can help companies with, and that's the third point. But how we started with our company. Firstly, we said we want to have a cloud provider where we can scale with, and of course, the GDPR is not that easy with these three mentioned providers, but they are the easiest and best ones, in my opinion, because in Germany we have a Telekom, we have an SAP, and smaller ones, but with Google Cloud, for example, we are super fast, we have microservice, we have a microservice, we have easy APIs from Google, and we can kickstart it. And as I said yesterday, I think, Google, also AWS and Azure, AWS and Azure, helps you at the beginning to hide bad code. You can refactor it afterwards, but you can just put more money into it, and then the quality of the code not that important. The tech stack is, of course, a little bit, you need the people to code it, because at the beginning we started with Java because my CTO and me was able to code Java perfectly, and therefore we started with Java. After 4 to 8 weeks, we said, okay, it's not the best way to do it with Java. We switch, and therefore we are using right now JavaScript with Angular, Node.js, and for the AI part with Python. And that works perfectly. The people or the developer want to work with it, because we spoke with a lot of developer who wants to better work with JavaScript than Java. The third part was exactly what I said, the stakeholder, because in the product design phase, so firstly, maybe I can jump, that looks like that at the beginning. And therefore, we had to put the stakeholder in one boat to create, firstly, the models as you see here, and then to give him the developer, for example, to give him the opportunity to take part on the road, on the product, that they know, okay, we create value, we don't code anything what helps no one. And therefore, was that the third and maybe the most important step until now. We do it every week, that we have a big meeting with all our developers, etc., to explain the value, explain the use case, explain everything, inclusive the sales numbers, etc. So that's a running process in our company, but I will explain later a little bit deeper. The fourth point was our approach. We said directly we are just cloud only. We don't want to have to manage an IT system and data center. We want to have a ready-to-go solution or infrastructure. We said we want to be no-code and we want to be scalable, so cloud was the way to do it, and Google, AWS, and Azure was the way to do it. Of course, the project management is one part of it. But in our company, and I speak with a lot of high-scaling companies, a lot of people say, okay, we have to do Scrum like this and this and this. We don't do it like this. We are often very, very strict in the description of something, but afterwards it's an time boxing process. We have a deadline, we have to do it until then. So and the last step for the creation of the tool are the AI models. I write it down. Don't take a sledgehammer to crack a nut. That is what I said. Choose the right model for the right solution. Otherwise, you fire your complete money into too much firepower. And then the most important point on our road was our step to come from these handwritten sketches to our design employee. We hired them 4 weeks after these sketches. A woman from Kiev, and she built us sketches like this in 2 weeks. And our developer were completely on fire, because with that kind of sketches, they can do nothing. They have to think about the design, they have to think about everything, and they are super slow. And therefore we create all the time the click dummies, we all the time create sometimes the components that the front-end developer, for example, can use it. And of course, we have reusable components. Our CTO have a big rule catalog where how the developer have to write code, how we can reuse components, etc., that we get faster and faster and more efficient. And one more very, very important thing in our complete company is our Pareto. I think everyone knows Pareto, because of course we are never perfect. In the development, bugs exist, of course, and we never get all customer satisfied. The customer say, oh, I have this wish, I have this wish. We can do it 10 years, and we also at the 85% maybe. And therefore we said directly at the beginning that we code, that we develop, that we communicate every time the 80% of our product. And that's the point. All modules, what I said, are 80% of our real final solution. But the 20% are made in maybe 2 or 3 years. But we have a working product, an enterprise grade, because we have to think about a lot of security solutions, and that's all the 80%. The security, the GDPR, the working solution, the scalability, but the dream features can come later. And that's a super important part for every development and every kind of solution in the cloud, in my opinion. That you don't try to have the perfect solution for everyone, because it's not possible. And yeah, that's one of my favorite parts, because as I said, we have a very, very strict process internally with our team, with our externals as well, with our freelancers, with our customers, because we want to have one solution, or we have one holistic solution. Everyone gets the same solution. Some get just one module of it, but everyone has the same solution. And a lot of people have the same problems. And therefore, we made a lot of meetings, firstly, of course, with the team, with externals, to explain the value proposition, explain the use cases again, explain the numbers. We speak with all people. It's not dependent if it's internal or it's in management. All get the same informations on our side. And that's the key, in my opinion, to get the people, the developer and legal partners in one boat to create the solution when you need it. Because what I forget to say, of course we have personal data on our solution, so we have to think more and more about security and legal stuff. And that's the part, or the key facts, what I want to mention on my last slide. We try to use internally a lot of no-code solutions for our internal processes. Maybe that I wanted to ask it here. How of you, or who of you are using, in every field in the company, no-code tools or low-code tools? In the development, sales, marketing, wherever? Someone? Okay.
Using PACTA now.
Right. Because we try to do it in every kind of people get the opportunity to use it, because you can automate marketing tasks, you can automate sales tasks, I hope we can soon use Copilot for development when we are able, and the GDPR allowed us, and the security part as well, because at the moment they see the code. That's not a good decision to do it. Therefore, it's a huge step to automate as much as possible in our internal processes as well. Then, as I said, the transparency. So be transparent as possible. I think it's the key in all companies. And what we doing, or what we said at the beginning of our road, we have to invest in the security. We have to invest in external freelancers or advisors to help us to get the best possible security solutions, because I'm not a security expert. Someone need to say, okay, we have to do that, that, and that. We have to do an SOC 2 certification, for example. We have to do an end-to-end encryption. That's all part where new cloud solutions or new solution in general have to invest in, because the data is gold, and therefore the data is more and more important for black hats or something else as well. And last but not least, as I said, the value proposition at all the time. The best way to create a solution, because all employees know why they work for us. And if they know that, they can have a good lunch because they are happy. Thank you.